people, welcome back to my channel. I am Pari. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications.
Bong bong bong. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Now we get to the part where you guys select two books from the list of my books that I have always wanted to buy, and for some reason I haven't. And the two books that gets the most votes from you guys would be a part of my book haul next month. And I'll be talking about 5 books which I've always wanted to read and are on top of my list to be bought this next month. So I hope I can get at least 2 of them. And yeah, so let's get into it. So the first book that I'm going to talk about is Camp by Elsie Rosen. I'll insert the cover here on the screen. So this is a story about two guys, Randy and Hudson. Randy is a 16-year-old who loves going to this camp Outland every summer, and it is a camp for queer teens. He meets his best friends here and he takes part in this big musical, and he is really attracted to one of the guys called Hudson. But Hudson does not really know that Randy exists, and he is into straight acting guys. Now I don't really know what that means, but I'll find out when I read the book. And Randy is not someone like that. So what Randy thinks is this year he reinvents himself as Del, who's really buff and masculine and on the market, and he gives up all the things that he loves, his nail polish, his unicorn bed sheets, and he sacrifices a lot of it just so he could get closer to Hudson. And as Randy and Hudson get close to each other, Randy starts asking himself that how much is he willing to sacrifice for love, or if it is really love if Hudson does not even know who Randy really is. And that is the plot of the book, and I've heard so many good things about this book everywhere that I really wanted to read this book, but I could not get it. Like, at least if I wanted to get it, I would have to go and get it from Amazon, because they aren't here in any of my local bookstores. So yeah, I'll go and get it from Amazon if this book gets picked. The second book that I'm going to talk about is Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe. So this is a lyrical novel about family and friendship, and Aristotle is this person who's a really angry teen who has a brother in prison, and Dante is this know-it-all guy who just really looks at the world in an unusual way. And so they actually meet at the swimming pool and they get to know each other, but they realize that it seems like there's nothing really common between them. But as they start hanging out more, they realize that they share a really special friendship, and they learn some of the most important truth about themselves and the kind of people that they want to be with. And the author of this book is coming out with a sequel soon, and I really want to read it as well. So that is why this book is on one of my top priority books to be bought this year because I want to read it before the sequel comes out, so I can get the sequel as soon as it releases. And again, I've heard that this book is really good too. Like, I've heard good things about this book too, but I'm not really sure because I think it's a whole roller coaster ride. that I'll have to go through when I read this book, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. The third book that I'm talking about is The Girl with Seven Names by Hyun-soo Lee. So she's a North Korean girl who has grown up in North Korea and who has been told that her country is the best on the planet, you know, and she has grown up in a way where she has been taught that her country is the best. There's no country out there who is as good as North Korea, good, which is as good as North Korea. And soon in 1990s, when the famines come, and that is when she realizes that she has been brainwashed her entire life, and she decides that she wants to escape. At the age of 17, she decides that she wants to escape and leave North Korea and wants to get her family out of the country too. But it takes her 12 years to reunite with her family on this journey of escaping from Korea. North Korea, I mean. So so one of the booktubers that I really like read this book, and she put out a few lines from the book which I read, and I was so uh, blown away by it, and I was so interested in the story that I was like, you know what, I have to read this book. And I was going to order this book, but by the time I could order this book, we already went into lockdown and I could not get the book. So now is my chance to buy the book again, and I hope this book gets picked as well. I mean, I want all the books to be picked, but that can't happen. The next book that I'm going to talk about is The Little Prince. Now, this is a novella who about a little prince. Okay, it's a novella by a French author who talks about this little prince who visits various planets including Earth, and he addresses themes like loneliness and friendship and love and loss. And I mean, this book is written for children, but it actually observes human life and nature in a really adult kind of perspective. And this book was actually one of the books that was recommended by one of the idols that I really love, and he loved this book when he read it, and he recommended it to his fans. And there's just something about this book which is so simple, but at the same time it's such an eye opener, and that is one of the reasons why I really want to read this book. And the last book that I'm going to talk about is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Now, this is a book that was highly recommended to me by my best friend Ashka, and I actually trust all of her book recommendations because all of the books that she has recommended up to now, I've always loved all of them. So I'm obviously hoping that I'll love this book as well. So this is a book about self-acceptance and family and morals and some deadly consequences of the things that you do, of your mistakes. So the story is centered around a wealthy Sinclair family who owns a private island, and they spend every summer they spend it on this private island with their family. And something happens to Cadence during this one of these trips, and after that, 2 years later, the four liars, which is Cadence, Johnny, Gat, and Miren, they regather to prompt Cadence about the incident that happened, and to remind her what happened during that time. And I've heard there are like there's a huge twist in there, and the climax is so good. And I've never heard a single bad review about this book. So, and I really love thrillers and books that have crime in it and which has a storyline around crime. So I've always loved books like that. So I was like, I think this is one of the books that I should read. I mean, I really want to read this book. So yeah, that was the book that I talked about finally. And these are the 5 books that are on my top priority list to be bought this year. So you guys can comment any of the 2 books that you think I should buy and read, and put it in the comment section below. The 2 books that gets picked the most are going to be a part of my next month's book haul. So that was it for this video, and if you made it till the end of the video, thank you very much. Also, oh, okay, how could I forget this? I should have mentioned it in the first part of the video, but my previous video got 260 views and I did not expect this at all. So thank you so much to everyone who watched my video and gave me love. And please keep showing your support towards me just like this. And I'm really grateful to all of you who watched my video and supported me and gave me your feedback. So yes, thanks a lot. And this was it for the video. Thank you for watching my video. If you like it, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification so you don't miss out on my next video. Thank you. Peace.